so far ahead of everybody else. And then it was gambling, and then finally innovation. So, but that's a challenge right there, because my really good friend Joseph, his family owns Perry Ellis. So I owned 100% of that company, and now I'm down to 36%. So I brought in Perry Ellis, they put up the money to manufacture, distribute them. I already paid for all the patents, and then I went and brought Jay-Z in, and he got the lion's share of the company, because he's going to be my marketing arm. So instead of in my P&L, it's going to say 10 million for marketing, it says Jay-Z. Okay? So
that's pretty costly marketing.
It's very, very hard to deal with a guy like that. Not because he's not super nice, super cool, but you want to get a meeting with him. It's just, I gotta wait 6 weeks to get responses, and it's very, very, very frustrating. But I think at the end of the day, the patience will pay off.
His image sells that product, hands down.
So 3 weeks ago, when the Heat played the Clippers, you guys can go on ESPN and check this out. When the Heat played the Clippers in LA, LeBron James wore a pair of lace socks that I made for him that were all black gold, black diamonds with a red ruby 6. And it was all over the magazines, and nobody picked up the lace lock. And we didn't let anybody know. But if you go and pull up the pictures, you can see him dunking, and you can see the lace lock on his freaking shirt. So it's around the corner from, hopefully exploding. We'll see. I don't know. But that's a much different business than what I'm used to. So that's why I brought in Jay-Z. That's why I brought in Perry Ellis, because my expertise are not manufacturing. They're not marketing, in a mass quantity. You need to make this cool. You need to get people to buy into it. And the 12 and 13 and 14-year-old kids they're going crazy now. You guys hear it all the time in the news. They could break in the store in Miami 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they did that. That's true.
So this is, this is a passion too. So like I love sneakers, and I love this business. So I'm hoping, all my friends tell me I'll make more money with this than I will with that. And I hope so, because I enjoy it. And I'm meeting with really cool people.
I think that's great. When you can be at that level where you're just doing something that you love, you just completely love, and you're so passionate about it. You want to throw everything into it, all your energy to just keep it going and keep it moving. I think that's the way everybody should run their lives. You do what you want, like in your heart.
And if you guys are going to start a business, try to do something you like.
Yeah.
Like think of what you do every day that you like, and then try to think of doing something around what you like. It could be anything. We're starting a new business called wehelp.com, which is a portal for charities. So if you want to shop, we have 6 million products, Target, Best Buy, any of those places, you go to wehelp.com and you go shop. Well, a percentage of your purchase goes to any charity you choose, which is cool. But what's different about it too is, let's say you have a neighbor and their kid got in a car accident and they're in a wheelchair. You can nominate that neighbor as a personal charity. So now people can go online, shop, do their everyday shopping at Target or whatever it is, and a percentage of that can go to their neighbor. And no one's done that before.
That's really great.
So I try to take things to them and make a difference.
Wait, sorry, this is like not in order, but according to going back to the lace lock, how did you just bring in Jay-Z? You said Perry Ellis was your friend's family that owned it, so that's your contact. But how did you just contact him? Did you visit or you know?
No, I was sitting at dinner with this woman, this girl that was friends with my wife and mommy and me. And I got dragged to dinner one night. And I'm sitting at dinner and her husband's there and he's asking me about my business. What's my shoes, what's that? Like, what's your next step? I want to go get a superstar. I said, Jay-Z, Russell Simmons, the guy who's got a few. I'd like to get one of those guys and make them a majority shareholder and let them explode. And he's like, who would be your number one pick? I'm like, Jay-Z. Far enough. Because I knew if I got Jay, then I'd get beat. That team is just ridiculous. And so sure enough, 2 weeks later he calls me. He's like, I have another team. Sure. There's a guy down here in Miami named Marco Borges, Borges, and he is Jay-Z's personal trainer and has been for about 7 years. So Marco happens to be best friends with this guy Mark that I met. We put the two of us together, and I'll tell you the story, how the story really happened, but when you see it in the papers in the next 6 months, it'll be written differently. But I gave just so happened, the day before Marco handed it to him, Jay was in Nike, and Nike's been courting him to make a shoe for a long time. So I'm like, yo, he originally signed with Reebok. That contract's up. And he said to Nike when he left the meeting, because Jay told me this, he said, man, you gotta get rid of those stupid lace lock things. So the first thing I do is unlace them because they're unlace my shoes and take them off because they're ugly. And then literally 2 days later, Marco walks in and says, yo, check this out. So another thing in business, timing is everything. And that's how I met Jay.
It sounds so like, every day I'm just hanging out and,
I love Jay.
How do you Jay, It's like super real, you know what I mean? Like, to the average person that's, that never, like for these students, they're like thinking, oh, I want to do this when I'm older, or when I graduate, how do I do it? Well, it just kind of like falls into place. You start with one idea, and you move, and then you continue to grow and grow and grow, and then eventually, all those contacts become, your contacts, and it just keeps growing and
This was
growing.
luck. It's the first time I met the guy. Like, I wasn't friends with him.
But you had a good product and a solid product.
Yeah.
And that's really important. We talk a lot in the course about the manufacturing behind it, right? And they did it for their research. They got something that's with product architecture. They have to design and fix a problem that happens on UM campus all the time. Whether it's dealing with the wellness program or parking problems, I'm sure you've probably problems in Cambridge, and everything else. So it's just a matter of taking that product, finding out how you're going to manufacture it, whether it's creating an app or designing a website or whatever, and then just making it explode and using all your energy to do that.
I was going to get to that no matter what. Don't get me wrong. I was getting Jay-Z no matter what. So if it wasn't through Mark, it would have been through someone else. So at the same time that I was just starting to talk to Jay, my product got in Russell Simmons' hands, and my product actually got in Michael Jordan's hands. So I got it in Russell Simmons and Michael Jordan's hands within, a week of deciding in my head that I wanted to do it. So again, it's persistence. Like, I was getting Jay with or without Marco Borges. I was going to get in front of this guy no matter what, and at least show it to him. And it just so happened he reacted faster than Russell did, or actually Michael Jordan did. I never got to the Fubu guy because I literally went and met Jay within like 2 weeks. And then it took 9 months to negotiate a contract with the attorneys. Dealing with celebrities, everyone's house, Jay-Z is a great businessman. Listen, guys are $500 million, don't get me wrong. But I will tell you this, that if I was Jay-Z, I'd be with $5 billion. Because they're artists, they don't surround themselves with the right business minds, the right people. They just don't. And it's a shame because they could be making a lot more money.
So much more opportunity.
So much more opportunity. But Jay's learning. Jay just changed his whole team. You're going to watch him come out with new stuff. You're going to watch some really cool stuff with Energizer and the power mats. You guys heard of the power mats where you put your phone?
Yeah.
So Jay just signed on to a deal, and you're going to see in the future that you'll walk into this classroom and put your phone down on here. They're going to charge you. No nothing. No mat, no nothing will be built into the desk. And they bring it up prototypes and they're going to start bringing out the airports.
This is like archaic already, guys. We gotta get to the next level, right?
But, dealing with celebrities, I would just tell you, it's really, 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 really tough. Really tough. But fun, you do. It's great. I just went to the concert when he was here with Kanye, and he should have him come 2 hours early. I'm sitting in the dressing room watching ESPN with him, and I'm nervous. Does he want a beer? I'm like, no, I drink water. I'm scared I was going to spill it. And his wife comes in, and her mom comes in.
Wait, that was actually met Beyonce.
I met her. I sat
I'm
next to her for the whole
obsessed with
concert. And I actually sat in LeBron James' seats. So like, when we went in, it had reserved for James L. And he wasn't there yet. So we sat in his seats. I stole a little card. We walked over. On the kitchen table. He showed up like 20 minutes late, and I said, I'm not going to do it. He stole the whole concert. I wasn't going to do it. I went there first. It was really cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely. But it was weird. You're in this dressing room. You feel like you're creating this personal space.
Yeah.
Like, and we literally, my buddy Mark, who's been training for 7 years, we're like best friends. He's like, no, wait. Everyone left. And as soon as his wife walked in, he had like 5 of his buddies there. They all stood up, like in unison, and he left the room. It was like family time. Like the wife came in, all his buddies got up and walked out of the room. And we stayed. And then we walked him out onto the stage. It was crazy. Very, very, very sure.
You know, it's really funny because, you know, you guys are coming to see, you know, Josh, you know, speak for you. And he's like your every average, you know, guy, you know, although he's very fortunate in his earnings, right? And he still looks at the celebrities the same way that you guys do, you know, like in total awe, you know, and he's a celebrity in his own right,
No.
you know, for his accomplishments. It's pretty amazing.
I never did PR, but you'll see 2 articles written on the Entrepreneur magazine, Money magazine, back in like 2002. And then from then up to like a year and a half ago, I was never in PR, never newspaper, never magazine, I never did a lot of reading, because I didn't want people to know what I was doing. And then when my new CEO took over, it just started. I mean, we won twice last year and this year, best place to work in South Florida. That's all we did. We won tons of leadership awards, just a whole bunch of stuff. And it forced me to have to actually do photo shoots like that and get a little bit more into the limelight. But personally, I prefer to stay behind the scenes.
Alright, so who else do we have on board for a couple questions? Alright, go ahead.
My question is,
That's all right, Adam ordered a word.
what's the next plan for cancer content? What's the next step?
Actually, I'm gonna spend a bit of that. Since I sold the company, I really want to focus on these lots. I really enjoy it. And I've learned over the years that I'm really good at taking an idea and a concept and bringing it to a certain point. But then from that point to the next point, I'm not good at it. I got ADD. So I'm not good at, you know, I can take the idea and get really focused, and like, but I'm not, you know, I don't like that. So what I actually did is I brought in some really incredible partners to that business. I brought in a guy named James Ashcroft, and his father is Sir Lord Ashcroft, who was the gentleman that bought ADT Alarm Services about 11 years ago for $100 million, and then sold it last year to Tyco for $7.6 billion. And his CFO was a guy named Steve Rizuka, and Steve led them through 276 transactions, where they bought 276 other alarm companies, and that's what brought ADT from 100 million to 7 billion in 10 years. Well, Steve's son was very ill growing up. James bought in as a partner into the company, into dental plans, with cancer plans, and then Steve heard about it from James, because they were building another security company. So Steve had me in his office and we met, and he just fell in love with it. And so I think what I'm going to do is actually pass the reins over to Steve, which is my pleasure. This guy is a monster, and he's going to buy probably 30% of the company. I actually moved the offices already into his offices now, so he can get the feel of it, and he's going to model out the process, because whenever you do any of this stuff, the dental plans, I was young, I was 26 years old, I didn't know what I was doing, it was just kind of like wherever you go. And now it's different, you can model things out, and when you see a pattern after a month of the internet, you can model that out, whatever you're going to do in 12 months or 24 months, and strategically modeling things out in a business will really help guarantee your success. So he's going to model cancer plans out, and he's going to build a management team, and he's going to go take it to that next level. Now, I started with 100% of that company. Maybe at the end of the day, I have 45% of the company. But I got 45% of the company that he's going to take from 10 million and make it worth 80 million in 5 or 6 years. And you know what? I'm going to have a board seat, sit on the board, and so. Yeah, I own 65% now. Yeah, I will. I'll go down. I'll own 45. I don't know. It depends. I might own majority. I might own maybe 40 and someone else will own 43. You know, and that stuff that really doesn't bother me, owning majority or not. I mean, if you have a good shareholders agreement and you really trust the people that you're doing business with, you're pretty good. I think I own majority of dental plans, and I made sure I did. And I made sure I had voting control too with my brother. And then we brought some shareholders in and lost that voting control, but I always had veto power. So nobody can do anything without my approval, which was important.
Were you and your brother close growing up, or did you come closer as you built your business?
Actually, he's my stepbrother. My dad divorced my mom when I was like 12 and married like 24-year-old nurse. So she had a 4-year-old kid, and I was like 14 and he was 4. And so
he's a lot younger than you.
Yeah, lazy. So I was the one going to his house at 7 in the morning, waking him up, get on the computer, work. He has no drive. He hasn't done anything for the last 2 years. He was on the board and he just kind of sat back and did nothing when I built, 4 other companies. So,
Like typical brother fights mostly and everything, or was it a good, easy relationship?
he is a technological genius. I cannot write a lick of code. And you want to talk to me about .NSP or JavaScript or any type of programming code, I can talk to you about it, what the differences of it. But you ask me to read code or write code, I have no idea. He built the whole website, the back end, the reporting, and he's a programming, genius. So we both went really, really well together, because the first 4 years of our business, it was just me and him. My partner George had 3 kids, 2 of them, one in college, one going to college, had no money, had to work, 10 hours a day, a regular job, to put food on the table and pay the bills. So my brother and I, for the first 4 years, we did everything. So we worked great together. We worked really good together.
Complement each other.
Yeah, it is. I think it's good to work with family as long as the accountability is there. You have to hold people accountable. You have to have the job descriptions and exactly what they're going to do, what they're not going to do. Otherwise, it can get really, really messy. I would also say don't ever hire friends unless that friend has a resume that will stand on its own. So like the president of my company right now is a girl named Jennifer Stoll that I've known since 6th grade. We grew up together. Yeah, a long time. And she's incredible. And I had another guy that worked for me for 8 years who was my best friend, who I hadn't spoken to in 6 years, and he just basically walked out of the company. I bought him out. Because when you make money, it's usually not the person who makes the money that changes, it's the people around them that change. And look at you. DHL is the heaviest for. I'm the same person I was when I grew up until 27. I haven't changed at all. But the people around me, certain people, I had a lot of change. It's funny because that guy I saw 2 years ago, came up with all the rest of it. He said, I'm an idiot, I was wrong, I should have stayed with the company. And, it's full circle. So, learn. Good question.
Yeah, my family friend really, was the father owned a business there, and he told me to stay away from family and friends without any doubt, no exceptions, that's it. Because he owned a franchise company called the franchise Friday, and things like that. And he started it with his brother, and he bought an ice cream shop. And then as it started getting bigger, he bought his brother out, and now they're talking about 30 years.
Because he bought him out?
Because he bought him out, yeah.
And then he made a huge success.
Yeah, he made it huge.
And his brother.
And his brother's like,
See, turn. And that guy probably had a really good. And whoever it was who took it made a big success, hasn't changed at all.
No.
And this guy's bitter because he got bought out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I agree with you. And if he would have stayed with it, they both would have.
Right. Business is business.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to. I told my buddy Evan, I'm like, look, I'll buy you out for 2%, but if you hold on to it, it's going to work a lot more. He was done, he wanted out. And obviously there's more to the story, there's more things that goes on the personal side, things that just happen. But that was actually tough for me for anything.
I can imagine, you put a lot of confidence in friends and family to stand by you as you pursue this.
And I love this guy, man. I love him. He's my boy. We hung out together. Partying since we were 19 years old in college. It's a shame. But, so yeah, I would say if you're only going to hire family or friends, like I said, they need to have a resume. So like Jennifer worked for Equifax. And it's actually a funny story. She was having a hard time getting pregnant. She married a guy named Jeff, his friend Jeff. And she had problems getting pregnant, and she was going to do it in vitro. Did an in vitro site, but you guys know how expensive that is. It's crazy expensive. And she couldn't get pregnant. So I said to her, listen, you work for Equifax, you work 80 hours a week, you haven't had a vacation in 2 years. Leave this stupid freaking company, come work for me, I'll get you pregnant in 6 months. And I tell you, 6 months to the day, she got pregnant. Had her first child named Jake. Went on and had more in vitro.
Did you take a paternity test, Josh?
Yeah. Then she had 2 more boys. She named one Josh, and she named one Jack. She had Jake, Jack, Josh, and she left my company tomorrow, there'd be 50 companies around here dying to hire her for her skills in internet marketing. So, you know, yes, she was a friend for a long time, but her resume spoke on its own. So that's one thing I would say to you. If you're going to hire friends and family, if the resume is good, hire them. Give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, you don't want to shut all your family out because there could be some workers, I mean, like, that work for you that are phenomenal, and they put in the extra 10 or 20 hours a week because they're family. But you better make sure that that type of person, and that's a work ethic thing. That's within someone. You can't teach them that. You can't push them that. I mean, you know, I have 2 other friends that work for me, and their job was to sit on the phone and call health insurance brokers. So I built that affiliate program, but I also went and I recruited 10,000 health insurance brokers, and I started a new platform called dpbrokers.com. And I had 2 of my buddies that I hired to do that. A year went by, and I don't really see the program growing that much. So, do you guys know what a tap-it report is? Have you ever heard of that? Yeah, a tap-it report is a phone report. So it's a $50 program you can throw on the phone. It gives you all the stats. So their job, 40 hours a week, is to make phone calls. So I didn't tell them, I threw the tap-it report on. I looked at it at the end of the week, and I said, oh, Bruce, you've been on the phone for an hour and 23 minutes, and an hour and 10 minutes, and that was with your wife. Roman, you were on the phone for 2 hours, 45 minutes of that you were on the phone with your girlfriend. So I walked in, I go, so basically this week you guys stole 39 hours each from me, and then I paid you because you did nothing. Both of them resigned the next day. So, you know, again, 2 friends, still friends with them both went through the same thing, we're sorry. But it's like, you know, I was hoping because they were my friends, I wouldn't have to put a tax report on, and I could trust them that they're going to work hard and do their job. But that's just not the way everybody's going to do. So, if you can't, if you don't have to, you don't.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Everything. It's hard to work with
It's hard.
family.
It's hard.
It is.
Very hard.
Okay, so I think we have a couple other questions that are pre-prepared that we can go over before anyone else has more questions. Okay? We have Maria.
So my question is, have you experienced any like difficulties in sustaining your company with the economic, like all the economic problems the country has had?
Actually, yeah, it was good for me.
It was good.
Yeah, because I'm a discount plan, so, you know, if you're gonna go to the dentist, then normally, you know, I've got a lot of lawyers and successful people that would go, you know, after their kids and have to go $150 for each kid a year, that, you know, would never even think about a dental plan, because you really can't go to the dental insurance for an individual. And we really started seeing the flow, we're looking to save money, wanting to save money, and we're gonna go to the dentist anyway. So really, with the economy crash and everything, we grew. We grew by 11 or 12% in 08, 09 in new sales. I saw my new sales